Hey guys, and welcome back to Cinephiles Assemble. Today we're starting a new monthly segment, Dave's Acquisitions, where I talk about all the movies I bought in the previous month. We're going to start off with the greatest format that has ever existed, glorious VHS. As I am a geek, we're going to start with Doctor Who, the 10th Planet. Not only does this introduce the Cyberman to Doctor Who mythos, but it's also the final episodes of William Hartnell's First Doctor. I think I've seen this before, but I can't wait to give it a rewatch. Next up, as I am a child of the video store, I miss being able to walk down the aisles and pick out a movie, usually a horror movie, based solely on its cover art. So that is why I had to pick up The Chair. I mean, hell, just look at this cover art. How could I not? And finally, a Woody Allen movie I first heard on the podcast 80s All Over, which you should all check out, The Purple Rose of Cairo, which is about a depressed woman who goes to see her favorite movie in theaters over and over and over and over again, until eventually the character on screen asks her what the problem is and comes off the screen to talk to her. The few of you who have read my personal scripts might figure out why I'm interested in this.
Moving on to DVDs. The day after I bought those, I went into my local dollar store to check out their DVD selection, and I bought a bunch.
We've got Eight Heads in a Duffel Bag, starring Joe Pesci in a comedy from the 90s that I've never seen, but have always wanted to. We've got Oculus, a horror movie starring Karen Gillan. Wolves, a werewolf movie starring Lucas Till, who played Havoc in the X-Men First Class series of X-Men movies, and MacGyver on the current MacGyver TV show, also with Jason Momoa. So, I mean, it's a dollar DVD. How can I pass that up? We've got the cinematic masterpiece that is Vampire's Kiss, starring Nicolas Cage. And finally, a Woody Allen film, The Purple Rose of Cairo. This may be the fastest I've ever upgraded a VHS to DVD. Huh. Keeping with normal DVDs, these are ones I've picked up from my job. I've got one of my favorite horror comedies, one of the few that actually deals with both horror and comedy, The Final Girls, where a group of 20-somethings go to see a vintage horror movie that happened to star the deceased mother of the main character. A fire breaks out, and when rushing through the exit, they discover themselves transported into the film. It plays around with lots of horror movie tropes and the like. I love it. And we have another one that I bought solely off of the cover art, The Bone Snatcher. I know nothing about it. I have no idea if it's good, bad, atrocious. I can't wait to find out. Next up, we've got some orphaned movies where I have the DVDs, but not the cases. We've got a movie that I remember really enjoying, but it seems to be universally reviled, so I'm excited to go back and see if my tastes have changed. Hudson Hawk, starring Bruce Willis. We have another horror movie that I bought solely off of the title, Killer Tattooist. With a title like that, it can't not be good. And In the Name of the King, a dungeon siege tale, which may finally answer the question I've been wondering for years. Does Jason Statham ever act in a movie where he does not break the law? This is the only movie I can think of that he might not break the law. So, we'll find out. Next up, we have movies I swiped from the collection of my very good frenemy, Ben Ritchie, who you guys will be meeting in a couple weeks. We got the Blu-ray Steelbook edition of Superman Red Sun, which was an amazing DC animated movie about if Superman's rocket had landed in Soviet Russia instead of the good old US of A. We have Dead Heat, where Treat Williams plays an undead cop who, side by side with his loose cannon partner, played by Joe Piscopo, try to avenge his murder, also starring Vincent Price. We've got the Blu-ray copy of The Vampire Lovers, which, despite it saying on the cover not for the mentally immature, I'm still going to watch because they can't tell me what to do. And finally, Steve Guttenberg starring in To Lava, To Lantula, the sequel to Lava Lantula, both movies that I am positive were robbed at the Academy Awards. Some digital codes also fell off a truck and landed at my feet, so I had to impart those into my collection as well. I'm only human. These include the Josh Brolin version of Old Boy, Insidious Chapter 3, Dead Man Down, starring Colin Farrell, the 1982 version of Annie, Meet Joe Black, Inside Llewellyn Davis, a Charlize Theron thriller called Dark Places, the 6th season of Game of Thrones, a Rosemary's Baby miniseries starring Zoe Saldana, a horror comedy I've never heard of called Bad Milo, a time travel movie called Project Almanac, and because I will clearly take any movies offered to me free via digital, I also have Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, Bad Grandpa, and Book Club. So there you have it. Those are the movies I picked up in the month of January. This is going to be a monthly segment, so the first week of every month, you're going to get this type of thing again. Remember, I'm still looking for your top 10 lists of 2021. Please email me those. Your time is running out. And you know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, join, all the junk. It's all in the description. Until next time, folks, I'm Dave DeRose, and I'm a cinephile.